Hi Math 7 students, this is Mrs. Strickler videotaping from home again. I hope you had a good Monday and Tuesday. Well, we're going to keep moving on with our lessons in Chapter 8. So we're going to do lesson 8.3 and 8.5. We're going to skip 8.4, just so you know. I want to say a prayer before we start though. Father in heaven, thank you so much for this time. It's late in the afternoon. I pray that you would help my students to be energized and to focus and to do well on their math. And I pray also for myself that you would really strengthen me and help me right now to teach the very best that I can. And we just commit all of this to you in Jesus' name, amen. All right, so I am going to go ahead and sit down and start teaching straight from the projector, but in the email that I sent to you with the link, this link, there also was a worksheet. I need you to have that out, and we're going to start working on it right away, and then we're going to transition over to notes in a notebook, in your math notebook. So we'll have the worksheet, which is graph paper, and then we'll have the notes in a notebook. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here we go. I'm going to connect. Okay, it's almost set. And there we go. All right, so this is the top of the worksheet that I sent you. It's graph paper, and it has graphs on it. It says Math 7 Slope Worksheet. And up in the right-hand corner, you see this word slope. So when you think of a slope, we think of ski slopes going down the hill, right? Or the slope of a line, or there's a slope going up a hill or up the stairs, and basically it's an incline or a decline. It's a slant. So you might have something like this. That could represent a slope. Now in math, we have a very specific definition for that. And what we're going to learn in Math 7 is rise over run. So go ahead and write that down in the corner of your worksheet. And what that refers to is, if you can write underneath it, the amount up or down over the amount left or right. The distance, okay? The distance up or down over the distance left or right. Okay, so let's look at number 1. I have this written on here, and it's just like what's on your paper. There are some steps I'm going to write down for you. So I left a little space here. There isn't much space on your paper, but you can write small, or you can write these steps down in your notebook. So the first thing you're going to do, here's our steps, is you're going to pick 2 points on the line that cross graph lines. Okay, now on your paper you're not going to see these. I already have some marked in number 1, but the thing I'm going to do is pick 2 points on the line. Now those are special points. I could pick a point anywhere on that line, but you can see that right here, these 2 points cross my blue graph lines. I want that. Okay, the second thing I'm going to do is draw a line up or down to the height of the second point. All right, so what that means is I'm going to start down here at this point, right here, and I'm going to draw a line going up. In this case, I'm going up because my line goes up to the height of the second point. The third thing I'm going to do is draw a line over to the second point. Okay? So what I'm going to do here now is continue to draw from this point right here over here. So I make kind of like a triangle. Okay, I'm running out of room here. I'm going to write number 4 over here. Count the number of spaces. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is use the formula. With all this written down, it'll help you to remember what to do, but we don't have to write it again. Okay, so count the spaces. So from here, right here, up to here, on the graph, I go up 2. And then from this point, again, over to here, I go over 1, approximately. So I have that. Now my slope formula was rise over run. So on the top, I put the number that I went up or down, and then I go left or right, that goes down below. And I can reduce that to 2. All that work just to find 2, I know. Well, it's slope, and once you understand it, you'll be just fine. So the slope of this first line is 2. Okay, let's go on to number 2 and use our steps. So here's my second line. I'm going to pick 2 points that cross at my graph intersections, right here and right here. See the blue ones? Now I'm going to draw my line. So from here I'm going to go up to the same height as the second point, and then I'm going to go to the right to attach it. I have my little triangle now. Now I'm going to count. So I went up how many units for the height here? I went up 1. And then to go to the right, I went 3. So my slope, remember, is rise over the run. And I can say I went, up 1, and I went right 3. So that would be 1 over 3, which is 1/3. Okay, let's do another one. Number 3. So step 1, I'm going to pick 2 points that cross my grid lines. And then I'm going to draw my height. I'm going to go up like that. And then I'm going to go, now this time, to get to this point, I have to go to the left. So I'm going to go over to the left. My triangle is facing in the different direction. So you have to go up or down, right or left, in order to get to the other side, wherever the other point is on the line. So this time I went up 3 and I went left 1. Okay, so let's do our formula. rise over the run. Now, be very careful here. I went up 3. Up 3. When I'm graphing and I go up, that's positive. If I went down, that would be negative. I went up 3, so that's positive 3. Now, when I'm going right or left, if I go to the left, that is negative. If I go to the right, it's positive. I'm going to the left, so I'm going to go left 1. That is negative 1. So this is actually negative here. Now when I reduce that, I get negative 3. My slope goes down 3. Do you see this? My line goes down in this direction from left to right. Okay, if I look at the other line, look at how this one from left to right goes up. So I have a positive slope. When it goes down, it's a negative slope. All right, let's do number 4. Okay, so I'm going to pick 2 points. I'm going to pick this one and this one. And then I'm going to go up and left. And how many did I move? I went up 1 and I went left 1. So that's negative 1. So my slope is going to be up 1 over left 1. So if I go up 1, that's positive. If I go left 1, it's negative 1. And when I reduce that, I get negative 1 for a slope. Okay, I want you to go ahead and do 5 and 6 on your OIOs on the worksheet, and I will just keep going. You can pause the video right now, and I will pick it up in just a minute. I'm sure you'll do great. Okay, number 5. For my OIOs, I'm going to pick 2 points. To get there, I go up 1, right 1. So my slope is up 1, right 1. And that is positive 1 over positive 1, which is 1. Lots of 1s there. Okay? So the slope is 1. Okay, number 6. I'm going to choose these 2 points. So now I'm going to draw, I'm going to go down 1, right 4. Do you see that? To get from this point to this point, I have to go down 1. So my slope is going to be negative 1 here and positive 4. So I went down 1 and then I went right 4. So if I go down 1, that's negative 1. If I go right 4, that's positive 4. And that just becomes negative 1/4. Okay, so that's how I find the slopes on those problems. And I'm going to do a few more. So I'm going to do another example. So you can go ahead and take out a piece of regular paper. And we're going to do these on regular paper. So this is lesson 8.3 and we're continuing. Okay, I'm going to draw a picture for you. Here's a graph. Actually, I'm going to get my graph paper back. It will be a lot prettier that way. Okay. Let's make it bigger. There we go. Okay. Hi, Nicole. Okay. The graph is going to represent the distance traveled by lava flow over time. Lava. So we have lava. Okay, there's the dog. Rosie, how many of you have ever seen live lava? That's dangerous. You can go to Hawaii and many other places in the world and actually see the lava moving. I've never done that. Don't really have a desire. Okay. So on the bottom, we're going to have time. And on the top, we're going to have distance. Okay? And this is miles per hour. Can you imagine that? They've had eruptions where the lava flows very slowly, but I'll tell you what, it destroys everything in its path. So go ahead and draw this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I've got one point here up at 4, 6. So this goes up like this. Okay, that's our picture. And we need to find the slope of the line. Okay? So, I'm going to change colors real quick. I need to draw, I'm going to pick 2 points. This doesn't connect anywhere in between there. So I'm going to draw my line going up, and I'm going to draw my line going to the right. So when I go up 6, that's how high I go, and then to the right 4. So my slope is going to be up 6, right 4. So up is positive, right is also positive. So I get 6 over 4. Now can I reduce that at all? Yes. 3 over 2. Okay? And if I was going to actually find the speed of the lava, I would change that to a decimal. So 3 over 2 is 1.5. So that would be 1.5 miles per hour. This is in hours, isn't it? Yeah. Miles per hour. So that's pretty far. That's quite a bit of destruction that lava can make. And that's how we figure it out using the graph. Okay, we're going to do one more, and then we'll be done. Is that number 1? That was number 1. We're going to do number 2. Okay. All right. The directions are draw the line that has a slope of -3 and passes through 2, 5. Oh, someone's cooking in the kitchen. Okay, so let's graph this. So the first thing I'm going to do is plot the point. So I have 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That worked out well. There's my point, 2, 5. Now I want to draw a line. So I need to figure out the slope. How can I write -3 as a fraction? Well, I can put a 1 underneath it. So from there, I'm doing this backwards. I know the slope, and now I'm going to dissect what it means as a fraction. So when I have -3 on top, that means down 3. Down 3. And then that is going to be over right 1 because the 1 is positive. So knowing that, I use the slope to find a second point because I need 2 points to make a line. Sorry, I'll move that up. Use the slope to find a second point. Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. There's my -3. And I'm going to go right 1. And I plot my second point. And the last thing I'm going to do is draw the line. Okay. So here's my line. Oh, I hope yours is straighter than mine. Okay. I highly recommend that you use graph paper. I hope you have had graph paper up until now, but I hope that helps you. So this concludes lesson 8.3, and I will put the homework in the email. And I hope you're having a great day, and we'll be back in a little while for lesson 8.5. I'm going to turn it off. We'll see you soon.